Okay, everybody, it's me. How we doing? It's still Friday, April 14th, 2023. Glad to see all of you here. People, I almost don't know where to start this particular video off with. I got a bunch of stuff I want to cover with you. Maybe we'll start off with the banks. All right, so we just found out, or they're allowing us to know, I don't know. Something smells fishy here, but that's okay. All right. So JP Morgan windfall profits, Morgan Stanley, Citigroup, big banks are apparently doing very well. Okay. You know, I covered earlier today in my morning video. Yes, people are being forced to borrow more. Banks are charging more to lend. Okay. Thanks to the Federal Reserve raising rates. We got that. But something just doesn't smell right to me, especially in light of what we heard from the IMF, the International Mafia Fund. Now, how many of you recall 2 days ago, just two lousy, stinking days ago here, the IMF said, and I quote, the banks are in a precarious position. They went on to say that because of the banking crisis, that the economy would hobble. You remember these words? They kind of struck me at that time as kind of, I don't know, a little strange. Well, this is what the IMF had to say, a complete, absolute 180 today after earnings from these mega banks. So the IMF, are you ready for this? Sit down. I hope you are sitting down. The IMF is now calling this banking crisis contained. That's the word they used, contained, after saying just 2 days ago, banks are in a precarious position. The economy is going to hobble along here. Now, all of a sudden, the banking crisis is contained. How does that work? Something just hit me the wrong way. Again, I'm sitting here and I'm pondering all day. Okay, the bank's windfall profits. Still, the situation from 8 months ago, or a little over that now, hasn't really changed. No deposits, although the big banks have been rewarded with all of the cash that is leaving the smaller institutions, getting thrown into the larger banks. They're basically, they're integrating the system. They're consolidating it. So that takes one element out of the picture here. Okay, so we still could say that no loans and no deals are going on here, but meanwhile, record profit. I don't know, people. It just seems to me like a smokescreen. Again, what are they trying to do? They're trying to instill, are you ready for the word? Confidence. Confidence in the system. I'll tell you the truth. After pondering this, I was furious this morning. Did you watch the video I did this morning? If you didn't see it, I was like up in arms here. I'm like, people are suffering. They're getting wiped out. They're dealing with skyrocketing inflation. Costco saying thousands of their products are up 50%. Since this whole fiasco started here. And banks are reaping windfall profits off of people who are just trying to get by and they have no choice but to borrow. Meanwhile, these same institutions are obviously not lending like they were. Something just doesn't smell right. And then all of a sudden, again, this thing from the IMF calling the banking crisis contained. I'm like, hold on a minute. This isn't what it seems to be. Nothing ever is. This is a move to instill confidence in the freaking freak show. But let me explain this to you in case you don't know. Let's put this together here. The entire system itself, if you're new here, maybe this will be news to you, is completely insolvent. Okay, the banks are insolvent. They have no capital in reserve, zero. Meanwhile, these mega banks have derivative exposure that we can't even possibly imagine in the trillions of dollars. It's a black hole. So these mega banks, all these banks, they're operating in a vacuum. They're operating in a freaking vacuum, and there's no way that they can instill confidence in the system to Greg Mannarino, and I'm sure not to you either here. This is a farce yet again. Thanks, Mitch. Understand? So again, with this nonsense from the IMF calling, and that word contained, where did we hear that before? Maybe Ben Bernanke talking about the subprime explosion that brought the whole world financial system to its knees. We heard the same word, contained. Now we're getting contained from the International Mafia Fund. You got to be kidding me. You've got to be freaking kidding me. Let me calm down a moment here, okay? Because I get pretty uppity once in a while. The entire system operates in a perpetual deficit. We all know that. That's the nature of the debt-based economic system that we have all been cursed with via the central banks, taking us off of, or we allow this to happen, a commodity-backed system or a gold-based system. You understand? Why gold? Gold is the most stable asset the world has ever seen. That's the truth here. I love silver, but silver is volatile. Okay, speaking of gold and silver did fall under pressure today. I'll cover the markets in a moment here. I just want to run through this stuff that's was on my mind today. So all of you get it. I believe sincerely that if you were to take the liabilities on these mega banks' balance sheets here, or their off balance sheet, what we're not allowed to see, thank you, Carlos, they are so deeply in the negative. It's just not even funny here. I mean, all of these side bets, derivative bets are nothing but side bets, people. And there's layers and layers and layers and layers of them on the upside and on the downside. It's an incredible thing. It's in the quadrillions. No one knows how big this is. And these mega banks, these investment banks, their exposure is, it's just off the Richter scale here. So yes, they are in a black hole. They operate in a constant deficit here, and the banking crisis it's not over here. Warren Buffett was saying it. Greg Mannarino has been telling you this probably before anybody else. It's not done. They're consolidating the system. They're instilling confidence in the system. Yellow tooth. How about yellow? Yellow tooth or butter tooth? Someone has suggested calling him butter tooth. I don't know. Whatever the freak it is. Fed President Bostic, with his glowing yellow teeth, another rate hike, and that's going to fix everything. You know that. How do you know that another rate hike is going to make everything perfect? Well, that's what central bankers have been telling us since day one. Oh, they're going to raise rates. All of a sudden, this is going to turn into some utopian society. We're all going to be doing fantastically well. How about no? How about we've all been lied to on a scale that you think that it's just beyond freaking belief here, and it's not done. Like the IMF. Do you believe this is true? Do you believe that the IMF is telling you the truth that the banking crisis is contained? I think it's an outright lie. I think it couldn't be a bigger lie in my view. But again. What do you expect here when there is no accountability? Do you believe that someone is ever going to be held to account? No. I'll tell you, people, it's unfreaking believable. Oh, and on the economic front here, U.S. industrial production continues to crater. But I thought we were in some kind of a manufacturing boom. Oh, yes. Don't you remember the headline from Reuters yesterday with the lovely picture of the brain dead, mummified, whatever it is, president? We're in a manufacturing boom. No, we have manufacturing and factory activity. It's dead. The whole sector is dead. We don't make anything. We're not exporting anything. We're importing everything. Henceforth, why the trade deficit continues to skyrocket. But you see, they think you're too stupid to know that. No, absolutely not, people. You are not at all surprised to hear about any of this freaking stuff. Thank you, the easiest one. I appreciate that. Yes, keep betting against the dead, people. Become your own central bank. Listen, I want to touch on something real quick here. I really care about all you people, and I feel a responsibility to all of you. It's the truth. So I'm getting email after email after email today, messages from people that want to short this market. I think you got to be insane. Okay. I'm not saying that this, I am not a permable. Okay. Despite the fact that I've earned that nickname somehow. Okay. What have you and I discussed, I don't know how freaking long, if they can maintain some kind of illusion of stability in the debt market, okay, which they're doing here, despite the fact that we saw the 10-year yield rise 10 basis points today, the illusion of stability is being maintained. That rising in the 10-year yield today did put a little pressure on the stock market, not much. Okay. Stocks finished in the red here. Okay. The relative strength of the dollar came up here, but we are in the midst of an I don't know the word, a massive, off the charts interest rate freaking debt suppression cycle that you can't possibly believe. And this system, the way it's set up, pushes cash into the stock market. So you want to short this market right now? I think you got to be high as a kite. I would personally, and I put this out recently, just an hour ago, maybe in a newsletter, free to you, free to everybody. Link in the description of this video. Wait for look. If you're a trader, if you're a lion, someone like myself, check this out. Look at this. Kiwin gave me that. That's awesome. Silver, 2 ounces of silver. Love this stuff. Anyway, wait. Part of the market, if you want to beat it, you got to be very patient. You have to sit back and look for the best time to strike. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's how survival in the jungle generally works here. If you watch how, for example, let's say a lion stalks its prey, okay? If it jumps too soon, the prey gets away. It waits for the most opportune time to strike. Now, in my view, this market is in la la land. You all know that. It is way, way, way due. I hate to say due for a pullback here. Okay. It's kind of been defying gravity ever since the Fed, reversed quantitative tightening, now turned into quantitative easing here, but the balance sheet is shrinking a little bit still. Hundreds of billions got pumped in here. They're suppressing rates from here to kingdom come, and that's pushing cash into the stock market. Okay, so the market should at least get back at one point. When it does, today was nothing. I mean, I'd be waiting for like a 5% pullback here. At a 5% pullback, then maybe get into this market. And I made this easy for you. If you go to my website, traderschoice.net, link in the description of this video, and you scroll all the way down, I set up a charting system for you that tells you whether you should buy or sell. Okay, and you can put in any ticker you want. Go check it out right now. Click on the link below and open it up in a different window. Scroll down to this charting system. I have it all set up for you. I put the indicators in, and if you scroll down on the right side of that page, you're going to see the recommendation. Let's say ticker SPY, which is what it's set up right now, the ETF that tracks the S&P 500. It tells you if you should buy or sell, so you don't even have to know how to read a freaking chart, people. Look, I work overtime, literally, to bring all of you the best possible information that I can give you. All right. I want us all to win. We all can win. We got to stay ahead of the curve here. We know who the enemy is. We know what they are doing to us. You understand? And that gives us an insurmountable edge. We cannot be beaten. We're freaking invincible, in my view, honestly. Okay. For a multitude of reasons. Anyway. So that's pretty much where we stand here. With regard to the market, as I said, we finished under some pressure today. Cryptocurrency is doing well. Bitcoin still over 30 grand. You got gold and silver falling under some pressure here. Okay, whatever. Every dip in metals, in my view, every freaking dip that comes along should be bought. It's not real. They're talking about the paper derivative here. Meanwhile, global debt is ballooning and ballooning and ballooning and ballooning with no end in sight. It can't stop. It's the nature of the freaking beast, and you all know that. That's where we stand here. But to my lions out here, be very careful. Please be careful. I'm telling you, listen to Greg Mannarino for a moment here. And look, I'm not giving advice to anyone. All right. I'm just telling you what I'm going to do. All right. How's that? What Greg Mannarino is going to do is keep my eye on the MMRI. Hey, that rhymes. Which still remains in a high-risk zone at 221. Again, free to everybody. Link in the description of this video. All right. Keeping my eye on the MMRI, the 10-year yield, the relative strength of the dollar. Look for a pullback in the market and then buy the dip. Okay. Again, I know I'm going to get called a perma-freaking bull here, but the market is completely detached from reality. There's nothing here at all that makes sense anymore. Again, and I think this is a big lie with regard to these earnings, windfall profits from JP Morgan, these other banks here. Doesn't make sense to me, especially when I heard this from the IMF today. Really, a bell went off in my head. IMF calling the banking crisis contained after they just said the banks were in a precarious position and the economy was going to hobble along. Well, the economy is dead. Globally, we have a dead economy, and a massive amount of effort is going in to prop this whole thing up. Yes, Jerome Powell, I think you're absolutely right. Buy the banks. My call on buying the banks from a long time ago was dead on. Dead on. The big banks are going to rip the face off everything because they've been mainlining to the Fed. You think they're going to fail? Hell no. They're going to consolidate with the smaller banks. Period. We got this down, people. No one's got this down better than you and me. Nobody on the planet Earth. Anyway, with that said here, people, I got a little announcement to make. I will not, and I do apologize for this, I will not be doing a Marcus Look Ahead on Sunday. I will be at the NHRA Drag Racing Nationals out here in Las Vegas all freaking day long. So I will not be doing a Marcus Look Ahead this Sunday. I apologize for that. I'll make it up to you somehow, I promise, as always. Where is Coco? Coco's actually getting, yes, he's getting walked. Anyway, what else can I tell you, people? My CUDA is still in the shop. While the car was being tested, broke the transmission, split the case in half, blew the cluster gear out the bottom. So unfortunately, I got to come up with a new setup for the CUDA, working on my Camaro. As a matter of fact, as soon as I finish this video, I'm going to work on it. Let me show you something. Well, we're all friends, right? Let me show you what I did. So what I did was I don't know if you remember, but the car had no taillights. I put the original style taillights back in it, and they function. And I put in, let me show you this. I put in the front lights too, with the grill and everything. In fact, look at that. Pretty nice, huh? What do you think? I will be racing this next Wednesday. There is a test and tune out here. If I get the car dialed in, I am going to run it. Obviously not this Sunday because it's the Nationals, but the following Sunday I'll be running it in a bracket race if I can get it dialed in. Redbeard's Racing, thank you for a GoPro. I got to work on that. Thank you. I really, really do. People, look, this guy here, like I always say, loves you a lot. What we're going to do here is what we do every single Friday, unless I forget it, which is pretty rare. Bring it in. No one's looking. Love each other, care about each other, and be charitable. People, I want you all to have a fantastic weekend. I really got to disconnect myself from this market a little bit, from this whole thing really gets under my skin sometimes here, because it's not just about numbers. Thanks, Mitch, again. It's not just about numbers. It's about people. People are being systematically wiped out. They're being erased. An entire class of people is being erased. 58%, according to their own numbers, according to the numbers they're allowing us to know, 58% of working Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. They lose one paycheck, it's over. But meanwhile, banks are reaping windfall profit. How does that work? Explain this to me. Meanwhile, our imbecile, frankly, can't say the word out here anymore, but you know what I'm going to say. Help me out here, okay? President wants us to believe that we're doing great. We're doing fine. Manufacturing, factory activity is booming. Our economy is firing. Are you kidding me? Really, honestly? You can't make this stuff up. It's impossible to do. But that's what's happening here, people. Exactly. Where is the outrage? Where is the revolt? Where is the freaking revolution? All I can say is we are the resistance, people. And it's got to start with us by getting this stuff out there. Please, I have only 343 thumbs up and over 1,000 people watching. Can we do something about that, please? I really could use that thumbs up. It gets this stuff out there. YouTube says, hey, people like the video, so we're going to show it more. All right, those thumbs up help more than you know. They really, really do. All right, that's out of here. Remember, love each other, care about each other, be charitable. I'll see you Monday. I will not see you Sunday. I'll be at the drag races, all right, the Nationals. Maybe I'll see some of you there. I seem to be running into more and more of you lately, and I love that. Hey, Greg, I know you from YouTube. Anyway, I'm out of here, all right? I'll see you Monday.